There is something that happened this morning that you did not fully understand when it happened. Something that appeared ordinary. Something that looked like just another morning decision, just another thing the chosen one did as part of the rhythm of a day. But God is speaking to you right now because what happened this morning was not ordinary, and He wants you to understand what you actually did when you did that. You activated something, not in a small way, not in the way that ordinary actions produce ordinary effects, in the specific and significant way that only the chosen one can activate. You did something this morning that moved something in a dimension that is not visible to the natural eye, that set in motion something that has been waiting to be set in motion, that opened something that has been waiting to be opened. And you did it without fully knowing what you were doing when you did it. I want to speak to what happened, because the chosen one, who is hearing this right now, needs to understand what this morning actually was. Needs to understand that the ordinary-looking thing they did when they woke up, when they prayed, when they chose to keep going, when they showed up again in the way they have been showing up through the long formation season, that thing was not ordinary. It was the specific act of the specific person that God has been building through the specific formation season. And the specific act of that specific person at this specific moment is not something that goes unnoticed in the realm where things actually happen. This morning, you activated something, and what was activated is what God wants you to know about, because knowing it will change how you move for the rest of today. It will change how you see what you did. It will change what you understand yourself to be and to carry and to have access to when you do the things you do. Let me speak to what the activation means, because the word activation carries a specific meaning in the context of the chosen one journey, and the chosen one needs to understand it in its full dimension. When the chosen one does what they did this morning, when they make the specific choice that reflects who they are and what they carry, the choice does not only produce the visible effect that the natural eye can observe, it produces effects in dimensions that are not visible to the natural eye, but that are entirely real. Effects in the spiritual landscape around the chosen one that shift what is possible in their circumstances. Effects in the arranged positioning of what God has been building on the chosen one behalf that move something from one stage to the next. Effects in the interior of the chosen one themselves that consolidate something that has been building and that was waiting for this specific act to complete its consolidation. The chosen one, who does not know they have activated something, often misses the significance of what they did. They look at the morning and see an ordinary action taken by an ordinary person on an ordinary day. But the morning was not ordinary. The action was not ordinary. And the person who took it is not ordinary. And the effects of the non-ordinary action taken by the non-ordinary person on what appeared to be an ordinary morning are effects that the chosen one will begin to see as the day continues and as the days that follow unfold. God wants you to know what you activated this morning because He wants you to be a conscious participant in what the activation is doing, not an unaware instrument, a conscious partner. Someone who sees what their actions produce in the full dimension of what they actually produce, not just in the narrow dimension that the natural eye can observe. I want to speak to the specific thing the chosen one did this morning, not the external form of it, not the specific behavior that could be described in physical terms, but the interior quality of the doing. What was in it? What made it the kind of act that activates what you activated? What the chosen one did this morning was an act of faithfulness in the face of the ordinary. The morning came the way mornings come, without fanfare, without a visible sign that this morning was different from the mornings that preceded it, without any external signal that what the chosen one was about to do would carry the weight that it carries. It was just a morning, and the chosen one did what they do. They chose. They engaged. They got up. They prayed. They moved forward. They showed up. Not because the morning demanded it through some visible extraordinary summons, but because this is who the chosen one is. This is what the formation produced. This is the interior quality of the person who has been through everything the formation season required and who has come through it with the specific quality of the one who keeps going regardless. That interior quality, the willingness to show up in the ordinary without requiring the extraordinary as motivation, the faithfulness to the call and the journey, even when the morning looks like every other morning. That quality is not common. And when the chosen one who has that quality does what they do, the doing carries a weight that the ordinary action of the ordinary person does not carry. It carries the weight of the formation, the weight of everything the formation produced. And that weighted action produces weighted effects. The chosen one also needs to understand something about the timing of this morning, because the morning did not come at a random point in the journey. It came at the specific point when what was activated was ready to be activated. And the chosen one doing what they did this morning was not just them doing what they always do. It was them doing what they always do at the specific moment in the journey when that doing has the specific effect it had. God arranges these moments. He does not leave the timing of the significant activations to chance. The morning the chosen one activated what they activated today was the morning God positioned as the activation morning. The moment in the formation when the specific action of the chosen one would have the specific effect that it had. And the chosen one showing up and doing what they did, in the ordinary way they do it, at the arranged moment, produced what it was arranged to produce. This is how God works with the chosen one. He does not tell them in advance that this morning is the activation morning. He does not signal that the ordinary action they are about to take will carry extraordinary weight. He simply positions the morning and trusts the chosen one, who has been formed to show up regardless, to do what they do. And the chosen one, who does not know it is the activation morning, shows up anyway, because that is who they are. And the showing up at the positioned moment produces what it was positioned to produce. You did not know this morning was different from other mornings, but it was, and what you did in it, in the specific ordinary way you did it, activated what needed to be activated. God is telling you now because He wants you to know what your faithfulness actually does, what it produces in dimensions beyond what you can see, what it sets in motion that the morning eye cannot observe. I want to speak to what was activated in the specific area of what God has been building for the chosen one, because the activation is not a general spiritual stirring without specific content. It is a specific movement in the specific arrangement of the specific things God has been positioning in the chosen one life. When the chosen one does what they did this morning, it activates movement in the doors that have been positioned. The doors that God has been setting in place for the chosen one, the specific opportunities and connections and openings that are part of the assignment God is releasing, are not static arrangements. They are arrangements that respond to the actions of the chosen one, not in a transactional sense, as if the chosen one is earning the opening by their performance, but in the sense that the opening is aligned with the readiness. And the readiness is demonstrated by the specific quality of the chosen one action. When that quality is present in the action, as it was present in what the chosen one did this morning, it signals to the arranged doors that the person they were arranged for has arrived at the moment of readiness. The doors begin to move when the chosen one demonstrates, through their ordinary faithful action, that they are the person the doors were arranged for. And what the chosen one did this morning demonstrated exactly that. The doors that have been positioned are beginning to move. The alignments that have been forming are beginning to arrive. The things that have been arranged in the invisible are beginning to transition toward the visible. And the Chosen One triggered this transition this morning by doing what they did. I want to speak to the Chosen One who does not know what specifically they did this morning that was so significant. Who is hearing this and wondering what it is being spoken about? Because the Chosen One who finds this message will have had a morning, and the morning may have looked entirely ordinary, and they may have no sense of which part of the morning was the activating act. I want to say to that Chosen One, it was all of it, the whole of the morning, the getting up, the choosing to move forward, the prayer, however brief or extended it was, the decision to continue, the quality of the person that was present in every small act of the morning. The formation that has been built in the Chosen One is not compartmentalized into specific acts. It is present in everything the Chosen One does, in how they move through a morning, in how they engage with the ordinary, in the quality of presence they bring to the unremarkable. The activation was not in one specific dramatic act that the Chosen One can point to and say, that is the one. It was in the whole of the morning as lived by the specific Chosen One who has been formed through the specific formation that produced them. The formation was present in the morning, and the formation present in the ordinary acts of the ordinary morning is what activated what was activated. You brought yourself to the morning, the fully formed Chosen One that the full length of the formation produced, and that presence in the morning at this specific moment in the journey was the activation. There is something about the activation that I want to speak to that connects to the cognitive and mental dimension of the Chosen One, because what was activated this morning is not only spiritual in the narrow sense, it is a full-dimensional activation. And the full-dimensional nature of what was activated means that the full dimensions of the Chosen One are engaged in what follows. In 1981, research that won the Nobel Prize was conducted by Dr. Roger Sperry on the split brain and how the brain processes experience and engages with reality. What Dr. Sperry found in his Nobel Prize-winning research was that 98% of children operate at what we can call genius level, with full access to the pattern recognition and creative integration and deep perceptual capacity that God built into them from the beginning. But by adulthood, less than 2% of people retain that level of access. The stresses and pressures and accumulated weight of ordinary and extraordinary difficulty gradually compress access to what was originally there. What Dr. Sperry found was not that the capacity was gone, it was there. What had been disrupted was the access, and specific neurological engagement could restore access to what was always present. The Chosen One who activated what they activated this morning needs all of themselves available for what the activation is setting in motion, not a compressed version of themselves. Not a version whose cognitive capacity and perceptual clarity has been reduced by the weight of the long formation season. The full version, the original design, the genius-level access that God placed in the Chosen One from the beginning. Dr. Daniel Barone, a neurologist in New York City, built on the Nobel Prize research to create something he calls Genius Switch. It is a neural sync technology, an 8-minute audio protocol that the Chosen One uses daily with headphones, eyes closed. The protocol engages the neural pathways that correspond to the original cognitive capacities that Dr. Sperry documented. It does not ask the Chosen One to do anything other than listen, and what it does is restore access to what was always there. The original cognitive function, the original design, the genius-level capacity that God placed in the Chosen One before the formation season compressed access to it. Genius Switch is not a brainwave product. It is not a meditation program. It is a specific neurological protocol built on Nobel Prize research developed by a practicing neurologist and used by over 18,456 people who have reported exactly the kind of restored clarity, processing speed, creative integration, and perceptual depth that the Chosen One needs as what they activated this morning begins to unfold. Dr. Barone made Genius Switch available at $39. The regular list price is $49. At $39, Dr. Barone includes 4 free bonus materials and a complete 100% money-back guarantee. The Chosen One can access the full information and begin their 8-minute daily practice at chosenecho.com/switch, because what was activated this morning deserves the fully restored Chosen One to be present for what it produces. I want to speak to what the Chosen One can expect to see in the days that follow this morning, because the activation is not a single moment with a single effect. It is the beginning of a sequence of developments that will unfold over the coming period. And understanding the pattern of how activations unfold helps the Chosen One stay oriented as the developments begin to appear. The first thing the Chosen One will notice is a shift in the interior, a specific settling or clarifying or sense of something having moved from one position to another. Not always dramatic. Not always something the Chosen One can point to and say, this is definitely the activation moving, but a quality of interior movement that is distinct from what was present before the morning. A sense that something is different, even if the difference is not yet visible in the external circumstances. The second thing the Chosen One will notice is the arrival of things that were being arranged, not all at once, not in a sudden flood of open doors, but in the specific sequential way that God releases what He has been building, one thing visible, then another, then another. The Chosen One who pays attention will see the sequence, will see the thread running through the developments, will see that what is arriving is connected, that it is the specific arranged things God has been positioning rather than random circumstances that happen to improve. The third thing the Chosen One will notice is a different quality of their own engagement with what is opening. Not the tentative, careful engagement of someone who is not sure whether what they are encountering is real or whether it will last, but the more settled, more confident engagement of someone who knows they are in an activation sequence and who moves through it with the authority of the person the activation recognized as ready. The activation this morning was the beginning, and what follows from it will be visible to the Chosen One who stays oriented and who pays attention to what God is doing as the activation unfolds. I want to speak to the counterfeit activation because the enemy, who is aware that the Chosen One activated something real this morning, will attempt to offer a counterfeit sequence of developments that mimics the activation but that leads somewhere other than the genuine opening. The counterfeit activation feels like urgency. It presents as something that needs to happen right now, before the Chosen One has had time to discern whether it is genuinely part of what was activated or whether it is a distraction from it. It comes with a sense of pressure, with the feeling that if the Chosen One does not act immediately, they will miss something they cannot afford to miss. The genuine activation does not come with urgency, it comes with clarity. It comes with the settled sense of the Chosen One who recognizes the right door when it opens and who steps through with confidence rather than scrambling. The genuine opening does not pressure the Chosen One, it positions them. And the Chosen One, who has been in the formation long enough to know the difference between the pressure of the counterfeit and the clarity of the genuine, will be able to distinguish them as the developments begin to arrive. God is saying, what you activated this morning is real, and what it is activating is real. Stay oriented to the genuine. Pay attention to what comes with clarity rather than what comes with pressure. and trust that the God who positioned the morning and who arranged the activation knows how to lead the chosen one through what follows without the chosen one needing to chase the counterfeit to keep up with the genuine. I want to go deeper into what the activation this morning means for the specific things the chosen one has been waiting for, because the activation is not abstract. It is connected to the specific things in the chosen one life that have been in the process of arrangement, that have been forming in the invisible, that the chosen one has been holding in the interior of their hope through the long formation season. What the chosen one has been waiting for is not going to arrive in the way that things arrive to people who have not been through what the chosen one has been through. It is going to arrive in the specific way that things arrive to the person who activated what the chosen one activated this morning, with a clarity about the connection between the arrival and the chosen one, with a specificity that makes it evident that this was arranged, and that the person it was arranged for is the one who is receiving it. The things that have been in the process of arrangement in the chosen one life include specific relationships, connections with specific people who carry specific things that the assignment requires, people who were also being formed and positioned through their own preparation seasons, and who were moving toward the chosen one through a process that neither the chosen one nor those people were fully aware of. The activation this morning set in motion the next stage of those connections becoming visible. The people who were being positioned toward the chosen one are now in motion toward the moment of encounter. And the chosen one will recognize them when they arrive because the formation produced the discernment to see them. The things in arrangement also include specific opportunities, the specific doors that have been prepared for the specific assignment that the specific chosen one was built for. Not generic opportunities that are available to anyone who happens to be in the right place at the right time, but the fitted opportunities, the ones that require exactly the formation the chosen one has been through and exactly the capacities the formation produced. Those doors have been positioned. The activation this morning moved them from positioned to opening, and the chosen one who pays attention will see them beginning to become available in the days that follow. I want to speak to the chosen one about what the activation means for the specific area of their life that has felt most stuck. Because the chosen one in the long formation season often has a specific area, a specific dimension of their life, or their circumstances, or their relationships, where the stuckness has been most pronounced, where the waiting has felt most prolonged, where the sense of nothing moving has been most acute. The activation this morning spoke directly to that area, not around it, not to the adjacent areas while that one remains static, to it, to the specific stuck point. Because the formation that the chosen one has been through was specifically oriented toward producing the thing that the stuck area needed. And now that the formation has produced that thing, the stuck area is no longer stuck. It is responding to what was activated. The chosen one, who has been carrying the weight of the stuck area through the long formation season, is about to see that specific weight lift. Not in the way that a burden is arbitrarily removed, but in the way that the thing holding it in place is finally released because the thing that needed to arrive to release it has arrived. And the thing that needed to arrive was the chosen one, the fully formed chosen one who activated what they activated this morning. And now that person has arrived, the stuck area can release. God is saying, the thing that felt most stuck is the thing that is most about to move. Not because the circumstances finally changed in a way that has nothing to do with the chosen one, but because you arrived. You did what you did this morning, and what was waiting for you to arrive to release it is releasing. There is something specific about what the chosen one did this morning that I want to speak to in more detail. Because the chosen one who hears that they activated something extraordinary might wonder how an ordinary morning action produced something of that scale. The key to understanding it is understanding what the chosen one is carrying, what the formation produced in them, what they bring to every ordinary act that the ordinary person who has not been through the formation does not bring. The chosen one who has been through the long formation carries a specific density of formation, a depth that has been built through the specific weight of the specific things the formation required. And when that density of formation is present in an ordinary act, the ordinary act is not ordinary. It carries the weight of everything that produced the person who is doing it. And that weight, present in the act, gives the act a specific gravity that the same act performed by the unformed person does not have. This is why the chosen one does not need to do extraordinary things to produce extraordinary effects. They just need to do ordinary things. Because the ordinary things done by the extraordinarily formed person carry the weight of the formation, and the weight of the formation in the ordinary act is what produces the effects that the chosen one is not expecting when they are simply showing up in the ordinary way. This morning, you showed up in the ordinary way. You did the ordinary things that the ordinary morning of the chosen one life contains. And the weight of what you carried in the ordinary acts produced what it produced. You do not need to do bigger things. You need to keep doing what you do. Keep showing up in the ordinary way. Keep bringing the weight of who you are to the ordinary acts of the ordinary day. Because the weight of who you are is what produces what it produces, and it always will. And I want to speak to something that happens in the chosen one when they realize what they activated. There is a specific interior experience that arrives when the chosen one receives the understanding that what they did this morning carried more weight than they knew. That the ordinary act of the ordinary morning was actually a significant activation in the spiritual landscape of their life. The experience that arrives is a kind of recalibration, a shift in how the chosen one sees the ordinary dimensions of their life and their actions. Not an inflation of the ego, not the production of a sense that the chosen one is more important than others in some hierarchical sense, but a recalibration of the understanding of what ordinary chosen one faithfulness actually does in the world. The chosen one, who sees clearly what their ordinary faithfulness actually produces, is a more effective chosen one than the one who does not see it. Not because the seeing changes what the faithfulness produces, that happens regardless, but because the seeing changes how the chosen one relates to their own ordinary actions. They bring more intentionality to them, more awareness, more of the conscious participation that God desires from the chosen one, who he is in partnership with, rather than simply using as an instrument. The recalibration that comes from knowing what you activated this morning is an invitation to bring more conscious awareness to what you carry into every ordinary act, not performatively, not with the self-conscious monitoring that interferes with the natural expression of the formation, but with the quiet, settled awareness of someone who knows that what they carry in their ordinary faithful doing is producing effects in dimensions they cannot see, and who therefore brings themselves fully to every act, including the ordinary ones, knowing that the fully present chosen one is the maximum version of what any act they do can be. Let me speak now about what God is specifically doing in the lives of those who encounter the chosen one in the days following this morning activation. Because the activation is not only about what happens for the chosen one, it is about what happens through the chosen one. And what happens through the chosen one in the activation season is what the assignment has always been about. The people the chosen one was built to reach are going to begin to encounter the chosen one in ways that are different from prior encounters. Not because the chosen one changes their approach, but because the activation changes the quality of what is flowing through the chosen one into the encounter. The formation that was activated this morning is now fully operational in the relational encounters the Chosen One has. And the fully operational formation produces a different quality of encounter than the partially formed version. When the Chosen One encounters someone who is in a difficult season, the encounter now carries the full weight of the Chosen One formation. The person in difficulty encounters not someone who has theoretical knowledge of difficulty, but someone who has the actual interior knowledge of it. Someone whose presence communicates an understanding that cannot be performed, only developed. And that quality of encounter produces something in the person in difficulty that they did not come into the encounter expecting. They came expecting a conversation. They leave having encountered a formation. And the formation they encountered in the Chosen One sets something in motion in their own interior that begins the work God was always intending to do through the Chosen One. I want to speak one more time about the mind and the cognitive dimension of what was activated this morning, because the full deployment of what was activated requires the full cognitive capacity that God placed in the Chosen One from the beginning. And there is something available to the Chosen One right now that supports that full deployment. What Dr. Sperry documented in his Nobel Prize research, the 98% genius-level cognitive function present in children that is compressed to less than 2% access in adults, is directly relevant to the Chosen One who activated what they activated this morning. Because what was activated is going to unfold in ways that require the Chosen One to process and perceive and navigate with the full original capacity that God placed in them. The assignment that is opening in the days following the activation is going to bring complexity. It is going to bring situations that require the depth of discernment the formation produced. It is going to bring relationships that require the quality of understanding the formation developed. And it is going to bring cognitive and processing demands that require the full original design of the Chosen One mind, not the compressed version. Genius Switch, available at cosenico.com/switch, is the specific tool that Dr. Daniel Barone, neurologist from New York City, developed to restore access to the original cognitive function that the Nobel Prize research documented. 8 minutes a day. Headphones, eyes closed. Neural sync technology that engages the neural pathways corresponding to the original capacities. Not a brainwave product, not a meditation program. A neurological restoration protocol built on Nobel Prize research, used by over 18,456 people, $39, anchored against $49 list price. 4 free bonuses, 100% money-back guarantee. The Chosen One who activated what they activated this morning deserves the full version of themselves to be present for what follows. Begin at cosenico.com/switch today. I want to speak to the Chosen One about the interior state that corresponds to what was activated this morning, because the activation does not only produce external effects in the arranged landscape of the Chosen One life, it also produces something in the interior of the Chosen One that is worth naming and recognizing. What the activation produces in the interior is a specific quality of clarity, not the clarity of having figured something out or having resolved a question that was open, but the clarity of the person who has moved from one interior state to another without fully knowing when the transition happened. The clarity that arrives when something that was in process is complete, when something that was forming has formed, when something that was building has built. The Chosen One, who activated what they activated this morning, may notice, in the interior, a sense of something being settled that was previously in motion. A sense of the interior landscape being slightly different from what it was before the morning. Not dramatically different, not the experience of a sudden transformation, but the quiet settling of something that had been in the process of arriving and that has now arrived. That interior settling is the activation becoming visible in the interior before it becomes visible in the exterior. The exterior effects, the doors beginning to move, the alignments beginning to arrive, the connections beginning to form, those are still in the process of transitioning from invisible to visible. But the interior effect is already present. The chosen one who pays attention to their own interior in the days following this morning will notice the quality of the settling and will recognize it as the activation, doing its interior work before the exterior work becomes visible. There is something that the activation this morning specifically equipped the chosen one for that I want to speak to, because the activation was not only about what the chosen one receives, it was also about what the chosen one is now equipped to give. The chosen one who has been activated carries a specific quality of access that the unactivated person does not carry. Access to what the formation produced. Access to the full weight of the discernment and the steadiness and the compassion and the faithfulness that the long formation season developed. And that access is now, following the activation, available to be released into every encounter and every act and every dimension of the assignment that is opening. This means the chosen one who meets someone in a difficult season in the days following the activation is meeting them with more of themselves available than they would have had before the activation. The quality of the encounter is fuller. The depth of what flows through the encounter is deeper. The specific thing that the person in difficulty needed from the encounter is more available in the chosen one who activated what they activated this morning. The activation equipped the chosen one for the encounters that are coming, not by adding something new, but by making fully available what the formation already produced. And the fully available formation, released into the encounters of the assignment season, is what the assignment was always meant to be. God made the chosen one fully available this morning for exactly what is coming. I want to also speak about what God saw when he looked at the chosen one doing what they did this morning, because God does not observe the chosen one from a distance. He is fully present in every moment of the chosen one life. And what he saw this morning in the ordinary act that the chosen one performed in the ordinary morning moved something in the heart of God. God saw the faithfulness, the specific quality of the faithfulness that has been present in the chosen one through the full length of the formation season. The faithfulness that shows up on ordinary mornings without requiring extraordinary motivation, the faithfulness that keeps going when the evidence of the arrival is not yet visible, the faithfulness that does what the formation produced them to do because that is who they are, not because the circumstances reward the doing. And that faithfulness, seen by God in the ordinary morning act, is what God is responding to when he speaks this message to the chosen one today. He is not speaking because something dramatic happened that requires his response. He is speaking because the ordinary faithful act of the chosen one this morning is the kind of thing God responds to. It moves him. It produces in God the specific delight that the fully faithful chosen one produces. The delight of the Father watching the child he formed doing precisely what he formed them to do, in the ordinary way, without fanfare, without requiring acknowledgement, because it is who they are. God delights in the chosen one this morning, and the delight of God over the chosen one is itself an activation. The delight of the Creator over the created, the Father over the child, the one who built the formation watching, the formation produce what it was built to produce. That delight releases something into the chosen one situation. It releases the specific favor of the one who is delighted. And the favor of the delighted God is a powerful thing in the landscape of the chosen one life. Now I want to speak to the chosen one about what they carry forward from this morning, because knowing what you activated changes how you carry the rest of the day, how you engage with what is in front of you, how you understand yourself and your actions and the weight that your ordinary faithful doing actually carries. You carry the authority of the activated, not in a prideful sense, not in a way that positions the chosen one above others, or that produces a hierarchical sense of their own significance, but in the specific sense of someone who has done what the formation produced them to do, at the moment God positioned for the doing, and who now moves through the rest of the day, knowing that what they did this morning is producing effects in dimensions they cannot see, but that God is managing on their behalf. The rest of this day belongs to the chosen one who activated what they activated this morning, not in the sense that everything will be easy or that opposition will not arise, but in the sense that the chosen one who activated what they activated is moving forward with the momentum of an activation behind them, with what was set in motion this morning already in motion, with the doors that were activated already beginning to respond. And the chosen one who moves through the rest of the day with that awareness carries a different quality of presence into everything they encounter. I also want to speak to the specific relationship between what the chosen one activated this morning and the journey that is coming. Because the activation did not produce something for today alone, it activated something that will unfold across the coming season, across the assignment season that is opening, across the specific relationships and opportunities and expressions of the assignment that will arrive as the activation unfolds. The chosen one who activated what they activated this morning is beginning to move into the fullest expression of what the formation was always building toward. And what they activated is the beginning of that expression becoming visible in the material world. The invisible things that God has been arranging are beginning to take the form that the material world can see and interact with. And the chosen one who did what they did this morning is the person who was built to inhabit that material expression of what God arranged. Stay in it. Keep doing what you did this morning. Keep showing up with the same quality of the formation-produced chosen one that you brought to the morning. Because the activation is not a one-time event. It is the beginning of a pattern, and the pattern is the chosen one doing what the formation produced them to do again and again, and the effects of that doing accumulating and building and producing the visible expression of what God has always been arranging. You activated something this morning, and what you activated is just beginning to be felt. I want to speak declarations over the chosen one now, because the truths that have been spoken through this message need to be settled in the interior of the chosen one in the form that declarations can settle them. You activated something this morning, not by a dramatic or extraordinary act, but by the specific act of the specific chosen one at the specific moment God positioned. The formation you carry was in the action. The weight of the formation was in the ordinary faithful doing of the ordinary faithful morning. And that weight, present in that action, at that moment, produced what it produced. The doors that were positioned are beginning to move. The alignments that were forming are beginning to arrive. The things that have been arranged in the invisible are beginning to transition toward the visible. And you are the person who triggered that transition. Not by doing something extraordinary, by being the chosen one you have been formed to be. The chosen one who does not know what they activated is already in what was activated. The activation is not waiting for them to understand it to begin its work. It is already working, already moving, already producing the effects in dimensions they cannot see that will become visible in dimensions they can see as the days that follow unfold. God made sure you found this message today because He wanted you to know, not to add burden, not to add pressure, but to add awareness. To give the chosen one the eyes to see what they are in so that they can move through it as a conscious participant rather than an unaware one. You did something unbelievable this morning. God is saying it out loud so you can hear it, so you can receive it. So you can carry the rest of this day with the full knowledge of what you actually are and what you actually did and what you actually activated when you showed up the way you always show up. You are a chosen one. And you activated something this morning that the full arrival season is waiting on. God sees you. God was in the morning with you. And God is going to be in everything the morning activated as it unfolds. The chosen one who begins their 8-minute daily practice with Genius Switch is adding the cognitive dimension of their full capacity to what was activated this morning. What was activated requires all of you. The spiritual formation, the character produced by the endurance, and the original cognitive capacity that God placed in you from the beginning, the genius-level function that the long formation season compressed access to. But that Dr. Daniel Barone neurological research shows can be restored through the neural sync technology of Genius Switch. 8 minutes a day at cosineco.com/switch. Headphones, eyes closed. Over 18,456 people who have restored the clarity and processing speed and creative integration that the activation requires to be fully inhabited by the full chosen one. What you activated this morning deserves the fully available version of you. Begin restoring the full version today. Visit cosineco.com/switch and let the activation have access to all of what God placed in you.